Roxanne Grinage HireLyrics.org. It is Saturday, November 6th. We're down here at Liberty Place, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. 2012, Galvanized Voter Clout, Official Corruption, Fraud, Civil Rights, Victim Americans, We the People, Individual Accountability Statement. A new civil rights movement, Families Fight Back, Say No More DHS Demonic Horror Stories. Roxanne Grinage explains administrative solution, Galvanized Voter Clout, American Corruption Victims, Saturday, November 6th, from Liberty Place, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Those community-conscious working class and impoverished American Pennsylvanians who have gathered bulk or individual evidence in our various professional or personal capacities may stand with us and record for history and the hope of future generations the David and Goliath turn of the tide strategy, which utilizes 2010 election results to galvanize 2012 voter clout of the official corruption, fraud, civil rights victimized working class, student, and impoverished American family. Strongest prayers for the rescue of state agencies DHS with state court corruption destroyed children, elderly and disabled of all ages, our Commonwealth and U.S. economy, and the soul of our... If your family or business has been destroyed by DHS with family court, with municipality elected official corruption, you are part of a tragically far too large voter constituency that, when organized, galvanized, will have endorsement, lobby, impeachment, voter powers. We will be able to vote ethical judiciary in, and when revealed as unethical, corrupt, non-responsive, or incompetent vote, and when revealed as unethical, corrupt, non-responsive, or incompetent, will be able to vote out elected officials regardless of how wealthy old money hierarchy. Saturday, November 6, 2010, Center City, Philadelphia, PA, DHS, Family Court Victim Statements will be filmed up to 9 minutes each and should clearly state the first, last names, and courtroom numbers, letters of domestic relations judges who denied protection from abuse, and DHS social workers or caseworkers, first and last names, who lied in writing, on the phone, or in person. Please include the date of your first encounter with Family Court CPS DHS. 2012 Galvanized Voter Clout, Official Corruption, Fraud, Civil Rights, Victim Americans Campaign. Objective: HireLyrics Galvanize the Vote campaign. Draw grassroots community support. Galvanize voter clout of working class, student, impoverished, crime victims of corruption in government. A new civil rights movement is underway in these United States. Families Fight Back, Say No More, DHS Demonic Horror Stories. Together, working class, student, and impoverished families can slow and stop child slaughter, U.S. economy fraud, court reform emergency. Examples of how to gather evidence, depositions, and expert witness testimony using research verification collaboration and reporting powers of free and low-cost internet technologies are itemized below and provided courtesy of HireLyrics Administrative Services for attendees of this history-making event today. All due diligence data gathered by public post-incident an administrative solutions tool, U.S. Citizens Control, public docket database, including Saturday, November 6, 2010, 2012, Galvanized Voter Clout, Official Corruption, Fraud, Civil Rights Victim Americans, We the People, Individual Accountability Statement, a new civil rights movement, Families Fight Back, Say No More DHS Demonic Horror Stories. HireLyrics is born to serve on Blog Talk Radio, Internet Talk Radio broadcasts, and all video statements will be jettisoned with active links to distribution lists, which include U.S. Department of Justice Mr. Eric Holder, Internal Revenue Service, Office of Professional Responsibility, the 4 lawmaker prosecutors who proposed 72610 bipartisan Pennsylvania Public Integrity Commission, Pennsylvania Supreme Court Rules and Evidence Committee members, Pennsylvania Court of Judicial Discipline, Philadelphia Office of Inspector General, Presidential Advisors Valerie Jarrett and Melanie Barnes in Ray, October 27, 2010, President Barack Obama, Joe Biden announced domestic violence and foster care events for which federal agency Department of Justice has released new tools, best practices to judges, and more whistleblower intervention and audit referrals published at HireLyrics.org. 2012 galvanized voter clout, official corruption, fraud, civil rights victim Americans utilize free and low-cost internet services to responsibly record, respectfully report to standard presentation of working-class, student, and impoverished families publicly posted incidents of official corruption, fraud, civil rights felonies inflicted by state agency with state court malpractice and U.S. District Court judges' colleague protection, systematic abuse of immunity language in 1983 Civil Rights Act. 2012 galvanized voter clout, official corruption, fraud, civil rights victim Americans campaign respectfully submit due diligence evidence which supports American citizens' pleas for presidential, U.S. Department of Justice, Government Accountability Office, gubernatorial, and bipartisan Public Integrity Commission intervention and audits for enforcing U.S. and state constitutional rights and for relieving irreparable harm suffered by working-class, student, and impoverished American suffering a nationwide child slaughter, U.S. economy for a court reform, state of emergency. 2012 galvanized voter clout, official corruption, fraud, civil rights victim Americans campaign identify, count, organize, and galvanize in 2010 midterm elections and all elections going forward the endorsement and impeachment clout of a federal crime victim voter constituency for voting in ethical elected officials and effectively lobbying the removal of unethical officials or malpractice professionals. 2012 galvanized voter clout, official corruption, fraud, civil rights victim Americans campaign rescue children of all ages whose health, vested interests, heritage, and careers are destroyed by corruption in government by challenging and overturning state court orders which were unethically enforced by city, state, or U.S. District Court in violations of oaths to uphold city charters, state constitution, and U.S. Constitution. 2012 galvanized voter clout, official corruption, fraud, civil rights victim Americans campaign holds hope in and supports ethical, responsive candidates, judiciary, and elected officials regardless of party affiliation. 2012 galvanized voter clout, official corruption, fraud, civil rights victim Americans campaign supports passage of 7/26/2010 press conference announced bipartisan Pennsylvania Public Integrity Commission. 2012 galvanized voter clout, official corruption, fraud, civil rights victim Americans campaign supports candidates of any party affiliation who acknowledge state agency DHS with family court corruption is killing our children, removing would-be careers contributors, and destroying our U.S. and states' economies. 2012 galvanized voter clout, official corruption, fraud, civil rights victim Americans campaign utilizes responsibly verified due diligence data gathered by Standard Access Administrative Services Mechanism, HireLyrics Administrative Services, and any other collaborations that gather data personality independent that is factual, suggested administrative solutions tools, prototype demonstration of U.S. citizens-controlled public docket database to measure the demographic characteristics of a tragically large voter constituency of federal crime victim voters who are not complaining about any existing laws, policies, and procedures as much as we hold evidence of a nationwide child slaughter U.S. economy for a court reform state of emergency caused by systematic abuse of immunity language in 1983 Civil Rights Act, which enables felony crimes to be inflicted on working-class, student, and impoverished American families by corrupt individuals officially positioned CPS-funded state agencies, DHS, employee misconduct with State Family Court Recovery Act defrauding malpractice.